Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Strength Super Gogeta Super Extreme Z Awaken stage. So to unlock his Super Extreme Z Awaken stage and to unlock the Super Easy A battle, you have to complete the original Extreme Z battle up to at least floor 30. So you have to complete floor 30. Once you see floor 31, you'll be able to unlock it. You press the big super button that will unlock underneath floor 31. If it doesn't work, sometimes there's a little bit of a visual glitch. Just close the game, reopen the game, you'll be fine. So hit the super button, boom, it'll switch over. The effective team building here, we need to have AGL category characters, especially extreme AGL category characters, but we also need to have movie bosses category characters. So there's two requirements. And then there's a third one for Super Extreme Z battles. You need to have the units Easy Aid. And in fact, it's almost more important than typing to have units be Extreme Z Awakened. Having units Extreme Z Awakened, if they can crit or guard or be good defensively, generally are going to do better than just bringing like an AGL movie boss that's not Easy Aid. The missions for the stage are to use 4 planetary destruction units. This is not too hard. The crossover with movie bosses is pretty good. And obviously to beat the stage within a certain time limit, which is challenging, but can be done. Very important also, please, to understand that you can super easy A the unit without completing the missions. So you can completely super easy A Gogeta just by completing the stage 10 times. So now let's talk about potential team building options. Obviously, we need to talk about leads. We need to talk about everything else. So there's a lot of movie bosses leads. You've got Strength Cooler, you've got Int Hirudegarn, you've got Physical Janemba, you've got AGL Turles, you've got Int Broly, you've got Tech Broly, you've got Physical Broly, and you've got Strength Lord Slug. All of these are movie bosses leads. There's a lot of them. It's more important to hone in on those that are Easy Aid, not because specifically they may be amazing, but it gives you another Easy Aid unit. For me, the two best options here are either Int Broly or AGL Turles. Although you do lose a little bit on your lead, if you were to choose like a 200% lead, like for example, maybe Final Form Cooler, or maybe Hirudegarn, or maybe Broly, Tech Broly, like obviously you get more stats, but I think just having the extra Easy Aid unit is better. That's what I did. It just felt better to me. From that point onwards, we obviously need to choose our units. We need to focus on Extreme Z Awakened units. So in terms of that, there's a lot of Easy Aid, great units. Obviously, AGL units would be preferable. So units like Android 13, Final Form Cooler, Turles, who obviously we've already mentioned, Metal Cooler. You also have Turles Giant Ape. So there's quite a few good, decent selections, but don't just choose the units just because they're AGL and Extreme Z Awakened. For example, the free-to-play Metal Cooler AGL, although probably helpful and useful, isn't going to function so well. Golden Freezer, great tank, not going to do a lot of damage. Some of these units are not going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So, yeah, although there's a lot of AGL Easy Aid options, don't fill out your roster with them. For me, I think Int Broly is a good choice here. Tech Beerus, also a decent one, although he's super class, so his damage is reduced. Int Janemba, if you have done his super easy A before this, is actually also a great option. Even Physical Janemba is actually still a good option. The only thing with Physical Janemba is obviously when he doesn't crit, he's not going to do a lot of damage, but you can potentially bring him. In terms of planetary destruction, your crossover units generally are your Freezes, your Turleses, etc. You'll see, for example, for our planetary destruction, we've got the 2 Turleses, we've got the AGL one and the Strength one, and we also obviously have the AGL Final Form Cooler. And then, other than that, you can focus in Beerus is a planetary destruction unit. There are some Brolys, for example, I have Strength Broly, the Super Easy Aid one. He's a planetary destruction unit. You can switch in and out as per need. It's very important that if you are switching in Super Janemba, that you understand he's not planetary destruction. So if you're switching in Janemba for, let's say, example, Turles or Strength LR Turles, you need to make sure that you're replacing that planetary destruction unit if you want to complete all of the missions. Tech LR Super Saiyan Broly is a great choice for that. I think there's also the World Tournament Tech tier list that's also a solid option. And I think there's even the LR Cell Max. Although not easy 8, he's still a pretty decent option that you can run. So I think ultimately there are some good options that meet your planetary destruction requirement, and so you shouldn't really have any major issues. One of the weird ones, metal coolers, for whatever reason, do not seem to be on planetary destruction, even though the Big Yeti Star and them are about to destroy Planet Namek. But it's one of those technicalities that we can't really argue at this given point in time, because, you know, we can't really argue with anyone. Obviously, there is also the extreme strength Bojack. People who might have Bojack, I don't have Bojack, but people who might have Bojack will possibly want to use him. He is a really good option, although also not on planetary destruction. So, yeah, he's a great option. He is good to use. You can definitely replace people with him. He will do good damage. He'll be a great replacement, but he will not be able to do damage. So, well, he won't fulfill that planetary destruction requirement, so just keep that in mind. But that's that. That should cover you in terms of building for the Gogeta event. Obviously, Super Gogeta looks really, really good. I highly suggest you do this if you can. If you're struggling, try and Super Easy A in Chinemba or Beerus or Broly. There's a lot of good Super Easy A options, and also Easy A options like Turles and Strength Turles. So, yeah, go out, do a little bit of grind, come back, and you could have a pretty decent shot at completing this. Yeah, all things considered. Obviously, that's just my team build. If you have a great suggestion or a lineup that works that you want to use, an alternative, please post it down in the comments. It'll help a lot of people.